What we are putting out here in Uye, you understand, is comparable and surpasses it. Of course, if there's been any growth in this institution, then we have to go back to the Professor Elise, the senator, and of course, Emmanuel Muhozi, and of course, my deputy, Dr. Victor. So obviously, there's been a teamwork. But what is quite obvious is that when I came in December, the population, a recorded population of this university was 2,445. And as we speak today, our recorded population is 3,445, about an increase of 1,000. So it's quite obvious that increase has started, and there are a number of factors: high visibility, the willingness of the team to go out and engage with people out there. We're not there yet by any stretch of imagination, because we have the facilities, the best around this area, the best in the country. And so yes, it is, you may indicate as a first fruit, but it's only a very little beginning. I think there's more to expect over the next 1.5 years as far as this university is concerned. The name change also signals, you understand, to the world and beyond that we are not just an institute, we are a university, an exceptional university, and we are the PUR. Well, one of the things we're already doing intentionally is to ensure that we have first-class buildings in terms of our accommodation. I've schooled abroad most of my life, where I was born in England. The schooling was abroad. I've seen the accommodation there. What we are putting out here in Uye, understand, is comparable and surpasses it. And of course, if we have world-class accommodation facilities, then we don't want to restrict it to the Great Lakes region. We don't want to restrict it just to Nigerians. We want it to be an international hub. In other words, we welcome international students. They come here, you understand, so that when people come here, they don't just get the experience of first-class education, first-class interaction. Of course, what it then means is that this will be the place to be for researchers, for practitioners, and even for the government to come and see the experiment that we are initiating here. So I think that's what I mean by hub. But it's also in line with the government's agenda. So we are actually lining up with the government's agenda, where the government wants to bring, the international, the world to Rwanda. And it's one way of bringing foreign exchange, of enhancing the economy, and of course, placing Rwanda globally. Now, I think the first thing we are thinking of, and we've discussed it in a recent workshop that I attended on behalf of PUR, is that we want the model, peace building or peace and development, to be a university-wide model. In fact, the Peace Club, we want to open it up to everybody and to be able to credit people that participate. When I mean credit them academically, so that it becomes like a general studies course where each and everybody has a way of sort of keying into it. And we think that if everybody that comes through the PUR goes through some measure of participation in peace activities, just as you participate in Uganda, that sort of thing, then of course, when they leave this place, when they leave Uye or when they leave Karongi, they can take these ideas, they can take what they've learned and the competencies into their workplace. I think that's one way in which we're trying to do it. We're also trying to support CRASPIT in terms of facilities. I mean, yes, they have a center here. We're thinking, how can we improve the center? How can we get better accommodation? How can we get better staff? And I think we are committed, at least, to even as a university, bringing in additional staff, into CRASPIT, so that we become a world beater. We want it to become a consultancy. We want it to become the place where the government comes to when they need consultation, or when they need research, or when they need ideas about peace building. We want it to be where the Great Lake countries come to. We want it to be where Africa comes to. We want it to be where the world comes to. And of course, it will only come if we invest, and of course, if our curriculum is quite adequate.